And welcome everybody to our special season preview for 2016-2017. We've got another terrific year of racing coming up here in Hong Kong with 88 meetings to be decided, and we're going to have a quick preview of some of the things that have been going on in the months and weeks leading up towards the start of the new season. Paul Lally, the Putter's Pal, has joined us again, and we've got a special guest, Neil Callan, as well. Good evening or good afternoon, boys.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Nice to be back, Neil. Of
course, yeah. Like the off season's quite nice to have a breakaway, but you know, once you get back here and you're kind of waiting around for a while and you're getting your fitness up, then you start getting itchy. So yeah, looking forward to Saturday.
How did you summer, Paul?
Yeah, summered pretty well actually. Enjoyed it. Yeah, as you know, you can easily do it. We don't have to worry about the weights like the jockeys do. But
that's a good thing.
Yeah, Neil was saying before, he's like a dropped Coke can waiting to explode.
I hope it's like that on Saturday, my horses.
Yeah. Well, Neil, this is your fourth season here in Hong Kong, your fourth full season. 40 winners last year, 47 the season before. What are your goals this year?
Yeah, look, obviously to stay fit and healthy and, you know, obviously to keep the momentum going and keep the support going. So, you know, I've been in the top 5 since I arrived here, so and I want to keep that up and I want to try hopefully get in the top 3, but most importantly is to get rides in the big races and win them. Yeah,
you've often mentioned that when you can get a big win during the season, that really makes your season. You've been able to do that in all 3 seasons so far.
Of course, like, I mean, that's the ultimate goal, is to be on the big stage. Like, I mean, Hong Kong racing is the big stage, but, you know, when you're winning those big Group 1s, especially, you know, international Group 1s, like, they're just something different, and, you know, it's all part of the whole package, you know. It's so good to be here, but it's so good to be winning on the big stage.
Well, let's listen to what John Moore has to say about some of the horses that he's brought in from overseas in the off-season. And, of course, the champ of Hong Kong has arrived recently here, Able Friend.
The Hong Kong Derby winner, Werther, absolutely destroying them here in the Audemars Piguet QE2 Cup. Magnificent Werther.
It's been an off-season of highs and lows for trainer John Moore. The Aussie conditioner has had to deal with the disappointment of losing Horse of the Year Werther for the first 3 months of the new season after he sustained an injury at trackwork recently. On the plus side, Moore has the return of his champion Able Friend to look forward to. The 5-time Group 1 winner returned to Hong Kong earlier this week, with his trainer very pleased with the way he's recovered from his injuries.
He's 100% sound now. We've he's already gone through 3 MRIs. He's gone through a bone scan. He's been on the water walker in Australia. He's been on walking machines. And as far as I'm concerned, Able Friend will come back the same horse he was last season.
The Moore stable has also been busy bolstering their 4-year-old stocks in an attempt to land a historic 6th triumph in the Hong Kong Derby. One of their high-profile acquisitions is Beauty Generation, who raced in Australia as Montaigne and finished 2nd in the Group 1 Rosehill Guineas.
Tarzino beats off Jamaica, Montaigne going to 3rd, but Tarzino in front from Montaigne and Jamaica, and there's the Derby favourite, Tarzino drawing clear to beat Montaigne.
So what does Moore have in store for him now that he's in Hong Kong?
We're not looking at the invitation races in December. I always aim just at one main target, is the Derby. I would think that his first run will be late October, November, and then he'll slowly build into the 2,000-metre Derby.
Another member of Moore's Derby team is Eagle Way. The son of More Than Ready gave Moore his first Group 1 win in Australia when he saluted in the Queensland Derby, and has since been sold to the Sue family.
We're very lucky to have him here. I don't think there is a Derby winner in Australia that's found his way to Hong Kong, because this horse was just on the up. And when he won the Queensland Derby, of course, the trainer Brian Guy had said to me, you know, he's the perfect Melbourne Carnival horse. And I think owners would always listen to the trainer, and he'd be back in work now and getting ready for a campaign in Melbourne. But as I owned him, my home is here.
Aside from the Derby, another one of Moore's priorities for the season is prize money. The renowned stable earned in excess of $121 million last season, and the 66-year-old handler is hoping to eclipse that total this time around.
I'm expecting the stable to earn in excess of 130 million. With respect to winners, if I can keep up between around the 55 to 60 for this forthcoming season, and also just keep that 10 to 12% strike rate, win strike rate, I think that would be what I would want for the forthcoming season.
So John Moore looks set for another big season here in Hong Kong. Very sad news about Werther, but great news to see that Abel Friend has arrived back in Hong Kong. Only touched down about 24 to 48 hours ago. And some big stock from overseas as well, Paul. Montaigne, Eagle Power, some high-quality horses.
Yeah, well, both those two horses, I mean, Eagle Way, he actually won the Queensland Derby, whereas Werther only ran second before he came up there, so he brings that type of form up here. And then Montaigne got beaten by Tarzuno, who went on and won the VRC Derby, so it was a really good form race as well. So both those horses have got look pretty good. There's a few ones coming out from the Northern Hemisphere as well.
Yeah, there'll be plenty floating around, no doubt, in the up-and-coming trials. Let's have a look at some trials of some horses that we feel could be worth following this season. And we're going to start off firstly with a trial from Super Jockey from the Tony Millard yard. We know that this guy is an exceptional sprinter. He's raced well overseas before, particularly in Dubai, heading towards a racing career.
Really looking forward to that, because it's something we haven't seen here in Hong Kong simulcast wise, as the races in Korea. Now, this is one of the fastest 1,200 metre trials we've had in the last 8 years. And as you can see, he won on the bridle, and it was very, very impressive. He's going to be tough to beat over there.
He looked pretty good, didn't he, Neil?
He did look very good. It'd be interesting to see, actually, the difference in surfaces, how the Koreans run, if it's slightly deeper or not. We saw Gun Pick go to Japan before, and, you know, with the form he shows here, and he hadn't quite been able to cope with the deep surface of Japan. So it'll be just an interesting kind of insight to see what he has to turn up and race on.
Absolutely. Let's move on to Domineer, who's another very, very good horse on his day. His form can be a little bit patchy from time to time, but this was another exceptional trial from him. Domineer, of course, will be heading toward the Chief Executives Cup, which is the first feature race coming up on Saturday at the first meeting of the season. He's gone well here, but there looks to be some stiff competition for him on Saturday, Neil, in that feature event, looking at the entries.
Yeah, it's I suppose we're packing pins in there, keeping the weights low for the ones at the bottom. Makes for the younger ones, or the lighter weight ones, more competitive. But I noticed Domineer's best form has been on the all-weather, and when he's had a bit of a wet track, so it'll be interesting to see if they have any rain before Saturday.
Dashing Fellow's another horse that had a terrific season for the John Moore yard last time in. He was in this trial at the Carnival. There's a number of horses in this trial that will be going around in the Chief Executives Cup, including Lucky Year, packing pins. What did you make of these, Paul?
Lucky Year, I thought, was the best one in these ones, in the pink colours, who finished sort of midfield in it. I mean, Dashing Fellow needs to get his own way in front, and we can see he can be very hard to run down, and packing pins is all class. He's had some good placings.
Yeah, Dashing Fellow's best record's probably at 1,400 metres. The Chief Executives Cup's 1,200. That'll suit Lucky Year. Having said that, his best form last season was at the Valley. Blizzard trialled well. Packing pins also hit the line nicely. You were on Consort in the back of the field there, Neil. How did he go?
Yeah, it was a nice trial. First trial, obviously. And I suppose his aim is probably not till a bit later, or maybe next month. I'm not sure at the moment. But he would have needed that trial, and hence why we just let him come up there on the bridle. But he felt good, and, you know, wherever Richard finds a race from, I'll be looking forward.
Of course, he gelded him last season as well. He's a more settled horse now.
Yeah, like, I mean, in the past, I think he's grabbed hold of the bridle, but it was my first time on him. And he seemed to drop the bridle very straight, you know, very, very quickly for me. So hopefully that bodes well for me and my hands. So.
There's a number of horses that have obviously dropped rating points in the off-season. We're going to take a look at Super Fluke. He looks very, very well handicapped. You liked him last season, Paul. He really didn't fulfil his full potential. Perhaps acclimatisation was a little issue for him, but he's gone terrifically well in this trial back last Saturday night at the Carnival. Yeah, he did. Look, he's rated 63 now. And this was a trial of rated horses around that similar rating, and he won very easily, as you can see. A mile, I think, is his distance, right? He got up to the mile. He had 2 starts at the mile. He was 3 wide the whole way at Happy Valley,
and he almost pinched it in the last end of the season over a mile. So I'll be waiting for him to get up to a mile.
Just worth noting, those two horses towards the back, black colours, yellow cap, and the sort of white with the purple V, Team Sweet and Run Forest, who lost his way a little bit last season, but he looks to have come back well too.
He had a few problems, I think. He might have a couple of little internal problems with that horse, Run Forest, but I know he's been trumped for Saturday and he's had the trial, so maybe they've got him right.
Neil, you've been here for a number of weeks now preparing for the season. What's the feel in the mornings? What's caught your eye? What have you been jumping on?
Oh, I've sat on plenty of horses, you know, just a few young ones of Ricky Hughes and a few horses that I've ridden before. I suppose one that I'm kind of looking forward to this season that has a trial already is Packing Starcraft. He ran a massive race first up with me at Happy Valley, and you know, it didn't quite go to plan next time up at Sha Tin, but you know, he's by Starcraft. He's got a lot of scope. He's a big horse, and you know, I suppose what he done last season was only going to really help do for this season. So I think going forward, I think this horse is going to improve quite a lot.
All right, well, it's nice to have your company on our special season preview. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we're going to be speaking to and hearing from a couple of the new jockeys in town.